Hey, everybody. Hey, Peter. Of course, Peter's the first one here. And Peter, there we go. Got to keep my lips moving. Hey, Waylon. Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right, cool. I'm going to turn off this Firefox over here. Close this window because I now see that it's working. Hey, guys. Pleasure to be with you here today. It is a snowy day in New Jersey. It is pretty yucky and messy out there, and it's nice to be in a nice warm office with you guys. So, hey, Carrie, welcome. I'm really excited to be talking to you today because I have some really kind of cool stuff to share on a lot of different levels. But as we're waiting for people to kind of pop into the room, I wanted to tell you about Bring Your Own Laptop. If you guys have watched me at all live, you know that Daniel Scott, who owns a company called Bring Your Own Laptop, Daniel Scott is a certified Adobe trainer, and he sells Adobe training courses to learn Premiere, Photoshop, Illustrator, all your favorite Adobe applications. And it's a subscription basis, so I think it's like $12 or $15 a month. And Daniel's training is probably the best training out there, bar none. My wife has done it. A bunch of other people that I know have done it. He's a super nice guy, and he's a really good teacher. And so if you go to byol.me/Philip, that's an affiliate link. I will get a small commission for promoting him. He's not paying for this video in any way, but he is a partner of mine and an amazing trainer. So if you are looking to learn more about your favorite Adobe applications, I encourage you to go to byol.me/Philip. And also, if you are not currently a member of the Brand Design Masters Facebook group, I have a private Facebook group called Brand Design Masters. And it is, you have to answer a few questions to get in. Share your email address, but it is full with a ton of solopreneurs, entrepreneurs, creative professionals, agency owners who are sharing their knowledge and expertise with each other to help each other grow and improve and get better at their businesses and learn more and bulletproof their careers, get more clients, do better work, all that fun stuff. So if you are looking for a great community, free community, private but free, on Facebook, go to Brand Design Masters. Here's the other cool thing about Brand Design Masters is that I go live in there all the time, probably more frequently than I go live here on YouTube. And so I was just live there yesterday. I'm actually going to be live there tomorrow. And so join that Facebook group. And if you are already a member, I would really appreciate it if you would share your knowledge and your belief or love of that Facebook group with people in your network. I'd really love to grow the group. I'm actively looking for more people. I think there's about 1,800 in there now, but it's a really great group of people, and please invite your friends. And so come to the Brand Design Masters Facebook group. And like I said, I'm going to be live in there tomorrow. I go live in there more frequently than I do here. So if you want this kind of value on a more regular basis and for me to get to know your face and your avatar more, definitely go check that out. Hey, Leah and Carrie. Good to see you guys. All right. Let's do a little more housekeeping. I'm going to get rid of that. At the end of this session, I'll be taking some questions. So as we go through the content, if you have a question, please type question in all caps before your question in the feed. Because my usual moderator, Joselle Tech, who is on the VeraHal brand design team, is not here today. She is from the Philippines and is asleep right now. So she's not here to moderate. So when it comes time for questions, I will be going through, scrolling back through the comments and reactions in the feed to see questions. And so if it says question in all caps really big, then I recognize that it's a question and I will try to answer it. Rafa, welcome. Thank you so much for showing up. And so please type all question in all caps. And then you will also see, and I'll mention this a little bit later in the live, but you also see this this other green banner down at the bottom that says Strategy Masterclass. I'm offering a brand strategy masterclass. It's really titled 3 Secrets to Getting Bigger Creative Projects. And I'll actually pop that up here too. Not the course page, the webinar page. And so if you go to that URL, philipvandusen.com/BS101, you can register for this webinar that I'm giving next week. I'm giving it Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday, the 2nd and 3rd of February. And it's going to be really, really cool. It's free webinar. And I'm going to be discussing how you can get more clients, get bigger projects, improve your creative business. Hey, Mark, thanks for joining from LA. That's awesome. But I will be talking more about that later today through the live. Okay, so I just wanted to hip you to that and why that banner is across the bottom right now. All right, so welcome Pamela from Atlanta. That's cool. I bet it's a lot warmer up down there than it is up here in New Jersey right now. And so with that, if you guys are ready, hit me up with a ready in the comments. We'll see how fast or how slow the comments are coming in on YouTube today. Sometimes YouTube's lag time is like 45 seconds. Sometimes it's 20 seconds. It's really kind of good for me to know, because then when I ask a question and nothing happens, ready. Okay, so 20 seconds, right? Ready, let's go. Okay, cool. So it sounds like it's about 20 seconds, which is great, which means it's a little more to have a little easier to have a conversation. All right, great. So let's jump into it. Let's talk about Fiverr a little bit. Now, I've got some slides. Sometimes I'm Johnny on the spot with my slides. Sometimes I drag a little behind, as some of you who watch me regularly might know. But so let's talk about Fiverr. Hey, Ahmed, Monk Bayar, welcome. Denise, Pablo, the Winslow Creative, awesome. Great to see you guys. I really appreciate your coming and hanging out with me today. So let's talk about Fiverr. Ready? Okay. How do you compete with Fiverr, 99 Designs, and Upwork? This is one of the biggest questions I get. Hey, Arena, thanks for joining. This is one of the biggest questions I get. There's kind of 3 big questions I get. I need more help getting more clients. I need help with time organization and managing my day, which is actually one of the main things I get asked. And the other is, how do I deal with Fiverr? Because people in Fiverr are ready to provide logos for $5, right? Or 10 or 20. How do I compete with that? It is a real problem, and you guys know that. With the globalization of the economy and the fact that more and more developing nations are exploding in terms of their populations of creative professionals, these sorts of companies are making it very, very hard. They're creating a lot of downward pricing pressure on our industry. Now, some of you here who are watching me may be in developing countries. You may do work on Fiverr. You may do work on Upwork. I know, in fact, one person who's in this list right now does work on Upwork. I'm not disparaging working on those platforms. If it works for you and you make money, that is great. I support designers, creative professionals making money any way they can that's fulfilling to them and that works for them. I'm not saying these places are terrible, but they do create, by their very existence and how they operate in, creating these competitions, they do create this downward pricing pressure on our industry. And part of it has to do with clients who may not be completely educated on the value of design, the value of brand strategy, etc. But part of it also has to do with just the low price, and people, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs who are just starting off may not have big budgets, and that's the only thing they can do. And I completely understand that. But when it comes down to it, we as real career creative professionals, we have to deal with that encroachment on our industry. And so I'm going to talk today about how we do that. Hey, Sonia. Yes, true in South Africa too. Absolutely. Okay, so number one struggle, like I said, getting more clients. Number two struggle, downward pricing pressure, and then also managing time. So competing on price, you might have heard this before. Competing on price is a race to the bottom. If you are trying to win business, sell products, and you're doing it solely on price, on offering the lowest price, you are doomed to failure, because when it comes down to it, if you're competing on price, you have to do massive volume to succeed. And example of that, Walmart, right? Lowest price retailer in the country. They have to do massive volume in order to make any money. Same thing for like the t-shirt industry, right? The graphic t-shirt industry. Their margins for what it costs to produce the thing and then what they can actually sell it for, the margins of profit within the graphic t-shirt industry are very slim. So you have to sell millions of shirts or hundreds of thousands of shirts to make any money. Okay, can't keep up with the comments. Let's see. Sorry, right now. Health Advisor is here. Welcome. And so how do you compete? That is the big question. And as I said, I'm kind of behind on my slides already, right out of the gate. Let's first talk about what do clients get when they go to low-cost design sites. What's in it for them? Well, they get cheap design. That's it. They get cheap design, very little hassle, and they sometimes get a lot of choices of things that they, designs that they can choose from and choose one, and then they pay for that one. So it forces the people on some of those platforms to work on spec, what we call working on spec, which is producing work with no guarantee of return or competing to sell your work. This is something that I am categorically against. I think it is bad for our industry. I have, kind of like competition graphic design websites coming to me all the time, asking for me to, do review videos or to sponsor them or to advocate for them in some way. And I don't, because I say what you are doing is deeply against my belief of what is right for the industry. And the fact that you're coming to me and asking me to promote you shows me that you don't watch any of my videos, because I'm saying that all the time. And yay, Netherlands, Maurice, welcome. Thank you. I appreciate that you love my videos. So what don't you get when you do work with Fiverr or Upwork? You don't get any provenance, so you don't really know as a client where your designs are coming from, right? I've heard horror stories of people who, buy a design on Fiverr and then they see it in a logo book or they see it online somewhere in a clip art site. And so you don't know where your design's coming from. It might actually be from another company, and that can create real copyright problems, especially if you start proliferating your brand ecosystem with a logo that isn't, you don't own the copyright for. Generally the design is aesthetic design rather than strategic design. I did a live yesterday, as I was saying, I went live in my Facebook group, Brand Design Masters, yesterday, and was talking about the difference between aesthetic design and strategic design. Aesthetic design is essentially subjective decisions. It's about what it looks like, whether I like that font, whether I like that image, that icon, that style. Strategic design is where you're designing, but the decisions on the design are made objectively because of the market, the competitive landscape, the category the business is in, the language, visual language, and semiotics of that particular industry. So the design decisions are driven by strategy. So when you go to a low-cost site, you're going to get things that are based on pure aesthetic design and not strategic design. One of the reasons why, you guys, I want you to understand why I'm going into this in terms of what people don't get when they go to Fiverr or 99 Designs. You're having this information is helpful for you because you can parrot what I'm saying to your clients. Because when you have that initial discovery call and you're telling your clients or your prospective clients how much you charge, they may go, oh, well, I can get this logo on Fiverr for $100 or $150 or $5. What you have to do is you have to very nicely, but let them know the danger they are possibly walking into with their brand if they use a service like that. They're not going to be sure about the copyright of where the design came from. There's no indemnification around plagiarism, right? And the people who are doing that design work have no insight into the person's business. So the design is not strategic. It's not based on brand strategy, business strategy, etc. And they have no accountability for success. That's another thing that as a creative professional who strives to become a deep business partner with your clients, you want to make sure and you want them to know that you are invested in their success. And when they go to a Fiverr or a Upwork, there's no investment in their success. You buy a logo, your designer's out the door, right? And they don't care whether your business succeeds or fails. True creative professionals do, because we want to shepherd their brand through success, right? We want to become the guardian of their brand. And you might have heard that term, kind of brand guardianship. That's when you understand a brand, you work with the brand a lot, you become the repository of the understanding of how that brand works. Your clients aren't going to get that. They're not going to be able to kind of build brand equity and knowledge in a designer who's from 99 Designs or Upwork. And so what you don't get in working in those relationships and on those platforms far, far outweighs in terms of danger what you do get when you make the investment of working with someone directly. Now, and also one of the tough things for designers is they don't get visibility to their clients long term. And sometimes there are sites that you can figure out how to connect with your client directly, but there's other ones that keep the whole relationship very blind, and that's very tough. What they don't get is what you have to offer. You have to offer a deeper level of partnership. And let's talk about that deeper level of partnership. Trying to advance my slide here a little bit. What's important is what they're not getting. And what they are going to get is a higher level. They don't get, like I said, strategic thinking, partnership, business insights, consumer understanding, brand guardianship. As you can see, I'm behind on my slides like I do. I get talking and I get way ahead of myself, and then I realize that I haven't advanced my slides. And so I have these great text slides to kind of back up what I'm talking about so you guys can kind of read it and know where I'm going. But it doesn't really help much if I'm I'm super late and not Johnny on the spot. Hey, Philip, or Flips, Dab, welcome. All right. So the big question is, what do you do? Now, first of all, the one thing I want to tell you is that there's some groundwork. There's some ground requirements of you. L'Reilly, hello, welcome. Igor, welcome. Thanks for showing up. First, your work has to be awesome. So the ground level is that you have to be a good creative professional at what you do. You have to be a good graphic designer. You have to be a good film editor, audio editor, illustrator, motion designer, web designer, whatever it is that you do. Mariana, welcome, welcome. And so ground level, your work's got to be awesome. Okay? But what you have to do is you have to offer a little more. You have to offer a little more of than just design. And part of that is what I was just talking about. You have to offer a deeper level of partnership. That deeper level of partnership can take a lot of different forms. Okay? It can be, hand-holding, literally just some high-level consulting and understanding. It can be an audit of their business, an audit of their competition. And let me talk about a few of the things that you can do to offer your clients a higher level of engagement, which will make you more attractive to them than a Fiverr or an Upwork or a 99 Designs. The types of things that you can offer clients beyond design or beyond the creative work that you do are consumer insights. So understanding who their customer avatar is, Who is their target customer? What do they expect? What do they want? What are their need states? What is the product or service result that they want to get? What's the functional result? What's the emotional result? Understanding your client's customer avatar and being able to speak to that with your client in regards to your creative work will, number one, elevate you in their mind as far as being a business partner who understands their business, but it's offering to them a higher level of thinking and understanding than they could ever get from a Fiverr. You can also offer competitive insights. So that is understanding who their competition is. Doing an audit of, when you do your discovery call and you talk to them, you can say, who are your top 3 competitors? Lots of times clients don't even know. They may know 1, they may know 2. So being able to go out there and do some research on their industry, their level of product or service, and who some of their direct competition is, and do a competitive audit, or at least even be able to understand and talk to and refer to who their competition is, what their competition is doing, how they're doing it, what they're offering, how they're marketing themselves, how they're communicating about themselves, where are they in social media, what are they doing to engage with their communities. Understanding your clients' competitors and being able to talk to that with them will, again, elevate you above being a design monkey, a mouse pusher, to a higher level of business partner. You can also offer strategy. And strategy is something that I'm going to talk about a lot in just a little bit. And consumer insights, competitive insights, brand strategy or brand positioning, those kind of all roll into the brand strategy bucket. And learning and understanding how to deliver basic brand strategy is one of the best ways that you can leapfrog above the Fiverrs of the world. You don't have to, it's great if you can charge for that, if you're accomplished or know enough to charge for that. But even if you're, alluding to it or offering insights around it to your clients without actually, getting paid for that work at the beginning of doing it, can really, number one, give you a lot of practice in it. And number two, it will cement you as being a fantastic partner with your clients. You can offer other things like photography or illustration or video editing, audio editing, copywriting, marketing, laying out advertising for Facebook ads or LinkedIn ads or Twitter ads, social media knowledge, content marketing knowledge, all the sorts of things that you may do for yourself in building your own brand and marketing your own brand, you can pass on to them and offer that knowledge as an elevated level of understanding so they can benefit from it. You can offer, coding, web development skills, web management skills. You can offer media management. So if they have an ongoing, content repurposing requirements, learning how to do that sort of thing. So take your basic, I am awesome at this creative skill set and figure out what you can layer on to that. Can you layer on some sort of brand strategy, some sort of business consulting, some sort of hand-holding, some additional deliverable, photography, illustration, social media management, content management, website maintenance, hosting, upgrading. Is there something that you can offer clients above what your creative skill is? Because here's the thing. I said this about a decade ago, and I thought a lot about it when I said it, and I think that it has come true. And that is that really when it comes down to it, anything that is creative that can be digitized will eventually be commoditized. If it can be digitized, it will be commoditized. Meaning, look at Canva, right? So basic layout of presentations and graphics and slides. are almost completely, producible through artificial intelligence these days, or done for you design template sites. The music industry. I feel so sorry for musicians or professional musicians, because with the digitizing of music has become a massive commodity, and it's very difficult to make any money as a musician these days, unless you are creating music for licensing. I mean, even the highest level musicians don't make any money on these sites like Spotify and iTunes. Where they make all their money is in live shows and merch. That's merchandise. That's where they make all their money. So anything that can be digital. And so that's the physical aspect of the music industry, is where the musicians are making their money, not in the digital side. It's not in what can be digitized. So I'm sorry about the tirade, but if you're a photographer, a graphic designer, an illustrator, so much of anything that can be digitized will be commoditized. So when things get commoditized, prices come way down. And that's exactly what's happening in the creative industry. So the only way you can really fight Fiverr, fight that commoditization, is to up level, offer more. And I know a lot of people don't really want to hear that. But really, when it comes down to it, you have to offer more than design. You have to strive to be a true business partner for your clients. So what you have to ask yourself is one main question. Is everyone tracking with me? Let's not even think about AI. Peter says, yeah, I know. Let's not. I don't even want to go there. I want to take a positive track, which is like, how can you ladder above these challenges? And they are significant challenges. You have to ask yourself one question, and it's right there. What is your added value? What is that thing that you as a creative pro are bringing to the table that is an added value? You have a base level. Like I said, you have to be awesome at your base level. You have to be an awesome designer, photographer, photo editor, audio editor, video editor, illustrator, whatever that creative thing is that you do, coder. You have to take that basic commoditizable skill set and you have to layer on your added value. What your added value could be is your added value could be tech knowledge, so understanding of technology. It could be business knowledge, business strategy, marketing, category knowledge, so understanding of that particular industry that they're in. By niching down as a creative and understanding one particular industry really, really well, you can galvanize your business because you know what particular industries really, really need in order to be successful. And you can use that as a added value aspect of being a graphic designer, that you have like a huge, deep amount of experience in package design or in the travel industry or in hospitality. You can learn project management. So to be super organized, be very meticulous, and help your clients organize larger projects that may have a lot of moving pieces. For instance, e-commerce, right? If you have a big client who's got an e-commerce site, there may be product photographers, there may be coders, there may be financial people. If they're in the healthcare industry, they might have to be HIPAA compliant, which is a legal requirement. Projects like that, which are bigger beasts, require a lot of different stakeholders. If you are great at project management, you can come to the table and say, yes, I'm a graphic designer, but I can also manage all of the stakeholders, all of the contributors to this project for you and drive the whole project forward. Like I said, organizational skills, process development. A lot of clients are struggling with process, just like creatives are struggling with process, and creatives are struggling with time management and organization. Offering that as an additional skill to your clients can be really helpful. Now, here's one of the best ways that you can add value to what you're offering. You can, by developing a network of partners, people you know who do things other than what you do. If you're a graphic designer, you may know web developers or photographers or illustrators or typography designers or audio editors and copywriters, Facebook ads experts. By broadening your network and developing deep relationships with other creative professionals who do beyond what you do, you are essentially becoming a virtual agency of sorts. And by having those network connections, you come to your clients and they're interviewing you for, or you're doing a discovery call for a graphic design project. Let's say, they need a brand identity and they want a website. You may be able to come to them and say, yes, I can do the logo design and I can lay out your website, but I also have an amazing copywriter and I've got a great product photographer. And for your icons, if we did, originally illustrated icons that would really differentiate you in your category, and I have an amazing illustrator. Suddenly, you have grown the project and you become the project manager of a lot of different stakeholders. You can also mark up those people's work if they're willing to white label their services under you, and you can make money on the work that they're doing without even doing that work. And so that's what we call kind of a virtual agency model. And that is a way of adding value because you are bringing a broader spectrum of capabilities to the table every time you go to a table, every time you go to a client prospect's conversation and they're telling you about the project or what they need done. Your answer is, yes, we can do that. Whenever a client says anything to you and asks you if you can do that, the answer is always yes. And the reason the answer is yes is you will have built a network of people that even if you can't personally do that work, you know someone who can. And you can get that person you can have them work through you. You can make money on it. But that is that added value that you're bringing, right? Okay. One of the best ways, and there are a number of people in the group, in the chat here right now, who have participated in the Brand Design Masters Guild, which is, I'm going to bring it up, I think. Hold on, let me see. Guild. I have to move this out of the way. I'm not doing this right now, but essentially, I have a paid mastermind group called the Brand Design Masters Guild. I've run 3 of them. I'm in the middle of guild number 3 right now. It's a group of 9 creative professionals and entrepreneurs who get together in a mastermind setting for 12 weeks. And when you do that, overnight, you make 9, including me, deep network connections with people of varying skill sets. And so the people who have been in Brand Design Masters Guild 1 and 2, and there are people here in the chat right now, Peter Lewis is one of them. Sorry to call you out, Peter. I know you're proud of it, though. And Mariana is another one. They have been in the Brand Design Masters Guild, and they can attest to the fact by joining that, they increased their deep and impactful network like overnight. And they are now bringing to the table Mariana, I'm sorry, Mariana, I'm going to try not to out you too much, but Mariana is a recent graduate. She's a junior graphic designer early in her career in the industry. And she made this huge leap from, having no real network to having some really deep and accomplished network partners overnight by joining the guild. And so she's bringing to the table a level of capability that it would have taken her 15 years to develop on her own. And so having that network of partners as your added benefit that you're bringing to the table is one of those things that's going to make you, elevate you beyond the Fivers of the world. And I've got to turn this thing off. Sorry. Now, that brings me to one of the things that I wanted to talk about. As I said, Tuesday and Wednesday of next week, yes, Tuesday and Wednesday, February 2nd and 3rd, I'm going to be offering a free masterclass called 3 Secrets of Selling Bigger Creative Projects. Some of what I've been talking about today around brand strategy, selling, and offering a greater level of capabilities to your clients is, spoiler alert, is part of that. It's part of this webinar. Remember, I'm going to share some really great content in this webinar that I haven't talked about today. And these are some proven ways that you can sell more work, bigger projects, and grow your creative business. So I really, really hope that you will come to this webinar. It's just about an hour of your time. If you're on my email list, you would have gotten an email about it this morning, and you'll get a couple more over the next few days. If you're not on my email list, I would recommend that you join my email list so you can be alerted when I do these things. But this is going to be a really, really cool masterclass. And so if you got an hour next Tuesday or Wednesday, go to this URL, philipvandusen.com/BS101, which stands for Brand Strategy 101. And register for the webinar, and then show up and watch it, because it's going to be great. And that is one of the best ways to elevate and add a capability on top of what your creative capability is. The added benefit of that, when you add a capability and create this career insurance against the Fiverrs, the Upworks, the 99 Designs of the world, when you elevate your skill set by offering that next level thing, whatever that is, you are becoming a deeper business partner. Some people go, I get these comments from people and they say, it's so frustrating because I just feel like an order taker. I just feel like a design chimp for my clients. I feel like I'm just a mouse pusher. All they think that I do, they think that you just press a button and design comes out. Well, the thing is that you look at Canva and you look at some AI sites and you press a button and design does come out. And so that's what we have to really be careful of, is because that stuff is getting smarter and better every single day. And so how we create this insurance policy for our careers is we offer a deeper level of understanding about business, understanding about design, understanding about marketing and strategy, or we are bringing this deeper network to the table. So one of the things I wanted to mention today is that I know that not everybody in the world wants to become a marketer or a brand strategist. I get that. I know that there are creative people who just want to do creative. Like, people just say, I just want to design. That's all I want to do. That's all I'm good at. I'm not good at numbers. I can't write. I'm just like a great graphic designer. You know what? That's fine. But here's what I'm going to tell you. If you are just saying, I'm going to sit tight and I'm just going to do my creative thing, you're going to get eaten. You're going to get eaten alive by the progress of technology. And I'm going to be the one to tell you the hard, dirty truth, which is that's going to happen. And so you're going to have to take some sort of action in order to create this insurance policy, bulletproof your creative business by up-leveling your skills in one way, shape, or form. The easiest way to do that without going into brand strategy and marketing and advertising and things like that is to build your network, is to build that deep network of people who do things that you don't do, that you can call on or build teams to work projects with you. Now that means a couple things. Means number one, you have to go after bigger projects, bigger, more complex projects. And when you go after bigger and more complex projects, you have to be able to talk the talk, right? Part of what I'm going to talk about in this webinar is how to start talking that talk. And so there are ways that you can bulletproof your business a little bit as a creative and not learn all of the business, finance, marketing, strategy stuff. But I will tell you that the day is coming where design is going to be entirely commoditized, like the music industry, where the only way that you can make money in design is by offering some sort of thinking or partnership or a broader offering to your clients, because design itself is going to become so commoditized. Video editing, audio editing is becoming automated. I mean, the stuff that's getting automated right now, I don't want to go too deep into it because it's just totally depressing, but I hate to be like the canary in the coal mine. And you know what that thing is, right? Miners used to take canaries into coal mines, and if the canary died, they knew there was gas in there that was not going to be good for them, and they got the hell out. So the canary in the coal mine is that signal that something's going to happen or something's not so kosher. And by coming to you today and sharing these insights that I have of how to bulletproof your creative career, I am that oracle, I'm that canary in that coal mine that is warning you that you really got to take that action in one way, shape, or form, even if it's just building your network and going for bigger projects. You have to up-level your skills in one way, shape, or form, or bring something beside your creative work, beside your creative platform, to your clients. So that's pretty much what I was going to talk about today, and I hope this has been helpful to you guys. Hey, Stephen, welcome. Andreas, welcome. Yeah, it's sad I had to explain. So I will take some questions. I'm going to leave this up there because there's space. I'm way over here on this side. Please register for my webinar next week. It's going to be awesome. Go to philipvandusen.com, BS101. It's very easy. There's a little pull-down menu. You pick a date. You enter your email address. And then you'll get, automated emails that will tell you where to go and how to click into the webinar so you can attend it. And I worked my tail off on this webinar, and I think that it's a really good one. It's only like the third webinar that I've done, and so in terms of the content of the webinar, and I'm really happy about it. So please come and check it out. Is the BS 101. BS 101 is the link. And yes, it is a live event. It is, the webinar is live. I will be actually delivering it just like I'm delivering this to you now live. It's done on a platform called Demio, which is, you won't see me. You actually only just see the slides until the show is over. It's kind of a weird platform, but it allows for more people to be there. And the chat is really good and stuff like that. It's a cool platform. But it has functionality that YouTube or Facebook doesn't have. And so that's why I'm doing it on Demio. And it's a slideshow, but you're going to hear me, and it is live. It's going to be live both Tuesday and Wednesday. And so that's the answer to that question. If anybody has any other questions, Ben, Belgium, awesome. I love Belgium. I used to shop in Antwerp all the time when I was in the fashion industry. I've been to Antwerp 15 times. I love Belgium. And I love Antwerp. Okay, so if anyone has a question, type question, as it says at the bottom here, in all caps before your question. I'll try to take a few questions before I jump off. I'm not going to be on for an hour and a half today. Just can't do it. My voice is going already. Yes, Leslie, thank you so much. If you have other graphic design friends, network connections, people you think might benefit from what I was just talking about, and also selling bigger creative projects or getting more clients or making more money per project, getting the same number of projects, but being able to charge more for those projects. If you know anybody who might be interested in that content, please share this link with them. Encourage them to join the webinar. Like I said, it's totally free, and it's some really killer content. So if you would, please share this broadly and widely. I would really, really appreciate it. One thing I'm going to mention is in the chat window on YouTube. At the bottom of the chat window is a little dollar sign. It's gray. This is where I ask for money in my tip jar. If you feel so inclined and want to add a few bucks to my tip jar by buying a super chat, your chat will get elevated in the feed, and I'll absolutely answer your question. But it's just a way of showing a little bit of financial support to me for this free content that I give away for free on YouTube. So with that, I'm going to scroll back through the comments. I don't believe I saw too many come in, but if anyone has any questions, please ask. Type a question in all caps before you do. I'm just going to scroll through, and I'm going to answer whatever questions I come up against. I'm going to turn this off. Oops. I'm going to leave that one on. I'm going to turn this one off. And so the URL, if you need to capture it, is still there. Okay. I'm going to bring this one in from Leslie. Now, Leslie says, looking forward to learning about this. Many multimillionaire entrepreneurs make derogatory comments about pro design resources. Pro designers, I guess, making living your content can provide ammo to re-educate them. And yes, Leslie, that's exactly why I'm doing this, is because I need to give you the ammo, the talking points to have that conversation with your clients, because everyone usually gets the opportunity to have that conversation, even if it's short. Because when the client hears your prices and they go, oh, I could get that for $5 on Fiverr, then you can say, yes, but let me just share with you a little bit about Fiverr. Here's some things you might want to watch out for. Do it very nicely, very calmly. Don't have to get your back up against it, but educate them about the dangers of Fiverr, of what they're going into. And if you're curious about what those dangers are, just, when this is over, scroll back through this video. And I did it towards pretty much the beginning of what the dangers of Fiverr can be for clients, and educating them in those dangers is one of the ways that you can get them to trust you more. And when clients trust you, they want to do business with you. So thanks for that comment, Leslie. All right. I'm going to put this in there just because I'm totally, like Peter Lewis said, hey, I don't even want to think about AI. And you know what? None of us do, Peter. If any of you haven't seen it, I did my very popular graphic design trends video for 2021. If you search graphic design trends in 2021, my video will pop up. I think it's got 80 or 90,000 views now. So it's showing up in search. And one of the trends that I put in there was about artificial intelligence design. And there's a slide in there of all designs that were just designed by computers, meaning the computers did all the thinking, all the designing, and they designed the designs. And they're clunky, they're kind of ugly, but you know what? Microsoft Paint was clunky and ugly. Apple Paint was clunky and ugly in the day. Hell, Adobe Illustrator and Photoshop were bad programs at one point, but look at what they do now. And you better sit up straight, because that's where AI design is going. All right. I'm sorry. I'm scrolling. Okay. Igor, I'm going to put this in there. Igor asked, question, what can we do about clients that just want the basic? Clients that think they already know how to do what you are offering. If clients think they know how to do what you're offering, say good luck. Give it a shot. And if it goes the way you want, that's awesome. I congratulate you. If it doesn't, I'm here for you. If they feel like they already know how to do what you're offering them, you can either try to educate them and bring them along and help them see the benefits of the extra guidance that you're going to bring to the table. Or you can let them go to Fiverr. Sometimes it's like you just can't win the fight. If you're competing on price, you can't win the fight. And so if they already know if they already think they know, that they know how to do what you're offering, why are they coming to you? Because that's, without getting snotty, I'll just say, hey, if you think that you have a better solution, or a solution that works for you that you've already worked out, I think that would be great. Maybe I'm not the agency for you. And then a lot of times they go, oh, well, hem and haw. And then the conversation opens back up again. All right. I'm going to let Peter do a shameless plug, because I was talking about the Brand Design Masters Guild, and Peter did the Brand Design Masters Guild, and he said the guild is one of the best things I've ever done. Do it. And so if you go on branddesignmasters.com, that's my Kajabi site. You go to the store, you can read about the Brand Design Masters Guild, and there are links there for filling out the application form for it. I'm currently filling guild number 4. I've already got some people who are in it already, but the date of launch is not set yet. All right. Scroll. I answered that question from Ben about whether the webinar is a live event. Yes, it is. Peter, thank you so much for the super chat. Always appreciate it. Creative says, as a creative, I feel myself competing with the pricing of work from Fiverr. Yes, that's exactly why I'm here. It's exactly why I'm doing what I'm doing right now today, is because a lot of people are feeling that, and it doesn't have to be that way. You have to do some work. You got to show up. You have to admit the painful truth. But once you do and start taking those steps, you can alleviate your pain and worry about Fiverr in the long run. All right. Steve Ryan asks, what platform classes do you recommend as a good resource for designers that want to learn more current skills short of going back for another degree? That's a great question, Stephen. Let me tell you. One of the things that I said at the very beginning of this, if you want to learn skills around designing, bring your own laptop. Daniel Scott has one of the best Adobe program learning sites out there. Go to byol.me/Philip. It's an affiliate link. I get a couple bucks if you sign up that way. But it's a subscription-based video training program for Adobe products. Awesome. Amazing guy. He's a great teacher. So if you want to learn about design, that's definitely where you want to go. Now, coming up very soon, I'm going to be launching my very first course. This course has been in the work for almost 3 years. And really, because it's the culmination of everything that I know through my 25 plus year career, it's been in the work for 25 years. This course is launching the second week in February. It's not on sale yet. It will be the second week in February. Brand Strategy 101. It's going to be an 8-week course delivered live. And there are going to be 23 different worksheets. It's going to be delivered live. Everything's going to be videotaped. There's going to be a private Facebook group where all of your questions are going to be answered. And it is going to be a killer course. And it is insanely cheap. Insanely cheap in the scheme of things. Let me put it that way. I'm not going to tell you how much it is right now, but if you go to the webinar, you'll find out. And I'll tell you this right now, though. This is the first launch of this course. It will be twice, if not 3 times as expensive the next time I launch it. I'm not going to say it's a beta because it's not a beta. It's a really well-baked course, but the first launch of it, I'm going to make really accessible. And going forward launches, it is not going to be this cheap. I've had professionals who are in my mastermind groups say you shouldn't be selling this so cheap, but I'm going to do it anyway because I really wanted to get it out there. And so check it out. If you are looking to learn more skill sets, a huge array of strategic ideas and skill sets and tools that you can use with your clients to become a serious business partner rather than a design chimp monkey mouse pusher, that is the course that you want to take. And as I said, it's going to be the sales cycle, the open cart for it is going to be launching on the second week in February. And if you want to up-level your skills, that's where you do it. Okay? If you go to philipvandusen.com BS 101, you're going to go to the webinar that is the other webinar that I just kind of did, but it's kind of on the back of this course. So I just wanted to give you that, which I wasn't actually planning on sharing right now, but I thought I would anyway. Okay. And you don't have to go back for another degree, Stephen, for that. That's the thing. And what I'm offering this course for is probably less than what you would pay for a single credit at a community college. And I'm going to be giving you 25 plus years of experience as a senior creative executive in some of the biggest agencies and biggest corporations in the world. And I'm going to give you a process and a system for delivering strategy to small to medium-sized businesses that you can use. And I'm going to give you the tools for it. I would highly recommend that you do it. All right. All right, here we go. I'm going to put this out there. Now, this is legal, Leslie, so I am not a lawyer. I'll put this out there right now. I am not a lawyer. Anything I'm saying is not legal advice, and I'm not sure that it's illegal. Copyrighted content. The very next day after the inauguration, lines from the young poet laureate's poem were printed on lots of merchandise. Aren't those people risking getting sued? Yes, they are. Her poems are copywritten or copyrighted content, and they are protected by law for, I think, 50 years, 100 years. I don't know what the law is right now. But if they are not going into licensing with her and they're putting it on products for sale, she has got lots of legs to stand on to sue for reparations for that. Sharshit, you asked a question about Shutterstock, even though you didn't put question in all caps before your question. I don't know the answer to that question. It's a question about will prices for Shutterstock contributors be restored in the near future? I don't know the answer to the question. Okay. Someone's doing a lot of text testing. Maybe that's a bot. Who knows? Okay. I'm going to put this up there. Ryan, who just asked that other question, said, sounds awesome. I'll be there. I'm early 30s, great designer, but got comfortable for years in an in-house. Stephen, I hear you, man. You are so right. You are so right for this course. And yeah, a little panicked about what you don't know. And you're going to learn a hell of a lot in this. One of the things, Stephen, I'm just going to talk to you right now. I have a couple mentees, people who I mentor for free. One is, more a junior level agency person, but one is a more senior level agency person in a global agency in the UK. I walked him through this training, and he has been in the agency world for a while, managing people, but has never had any real exposure to the brand strategy process or to the that up-leveling of skill. And this course blew him away and said he put him on a whole different level. And he had just, when I started working with him, he had just got promoted to design director. And within a year, because he was putting to use all of the stuff that I taught him, within a year, he's getting promoted to creative director. So he went from senior designer to creative director, boom, through design director in like less than a year, which is pretty amazing. And he's still in-house, right? He's not an independent. So that's what this kind of thing can do. Okay. Yeah. Unless I know. Shocking to see a blatant appropriation. And that's the thing. There are thieves everywhere because it's hard to track them down. It's hard to sue them. They go poof in the night. They made their money. And usually the first step in a copyright litigation is a cease and desist. So the lawyers will write a letter to the copyright infringer and say, stop selling these products. And usually people just go, okay. And then they stop and they don't get sued and they get to, take the money. All right. Ben just registered. Awesome. Ben, you're a rock star. Just register for the webinar. And I'm going to put it up here one more time. The 3 secrets to selling bigger creative projects. Proven ways to sell more work, make more per project, and grow your creative business. I'm going to drop some serious value bombs in that webinar for free, different format, but it's going to be cool. So you guys, this has been super, super fun. I've had a really great time today. I'm hitting it an hour on the dot. I love that when I do that. Joselle Tech, my talented moderator, is always teasing me because I say I'm going to go an hour and then I go like way over and I keep chatting and blabbing and I'm hitting it on an hour, man. So thank you guys so much for showing up. It's been really great talking to you. I hope you have gotten value out of the stuff that I've shared with you about how you can compete with Fiverr, 99 Designs, Upwork, etc. by upping your level of engagement and offering with your clients. And if so, please give this video a thumbs up. I would really appreciate it. And share it, use that share button, share the video with your friends, And more than anything, take that URL that's right there and email that out to your list or anybody you can. Here, I'll do something for a second. I'm going to make this full screen, take a screen capture and stick it in your email. I guess I'll have to turn that off. Give you a second to take screen capture. Boom. And then email that out to your friends. I'd really appreciate it. It's going to be a fun time. You'll have a good time. You'll get some real value for free. So thanks again, you guys. It's been great seeing you. Leslie, Peter, Stephen, Israel, Pamela, Sharshit, Igor, So Creative, Andreas, Peter Lewis, Mariana. It's great to see all of you guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, and I hope you have a great rest of your Tuesday. And I will, one thing, I'm going to go live tomorrow in the Brand Design Masters Facebook group. So if you are not a member of the Brand Design Masters Facebook group, you should join it. It takes a while to get approved, sometimes 24 hours, but I'm going to be going live there tomorrow afternoon at 3, I think, and sharing about, what am I going to be sharing about? I'm going to be sharing about imposter syndrome. It's kind of a mindset kind of presentation that I'm doing, but I'm going to be sharing about how you can surmount or get over imposter syndrome. And a lot of people are affected by imposter syndrome. So if you struggle with that, feeling less than, like you don't know anything, like you're faking your way through life, go over, join the Brand Design Masters Facebook group, and then you'll see a post at the top of the feed for me going live in the Facebook group, and let's talk about imposter syndrome over there. And then I will be back here on Friday to do another live on, what am I going to do live? I have to rack my brain. I'm doing so many lives these days. It is on, it's escaping me right now. I think it's like 7 ways to bulletproof your business. That being said, before my brain totally melts down, I'm going to bolt. So it's great to see you guys. I hope you had a fun time, and take care until tomorrow in the Facebook group. Hopefully I'll see you there. Bye now.